What's good? What's good? What's going on, guys? Hope everybody had a fun weekend. I'm doing good. Just been extremely tired this past weekend. What's up, Bait? What's up, Mitchell? Armel, what's up? Little boy Tupac, what's up? Luke Thomas, what's up, man? Yeah, since I've been the day I had to go to the ER, I've just been like lack of sleep and just trying to catch up with sleep. Andrew says, hi, I like your vids. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Silent but Deadly said, what's up? I'm doing good. Just trying to get back to normal. Just been like really tired out. Like I got some decent amount of sleep today, but I still feel tired. Justin said, my first jet ski is a 97 Yamaha Wave Venture 1100. Cool, man. Evan says, yo, bro, what's going on? I just tell you, having two puppies, whoo, man, it's not easy. I can tell you that. It's a puppy was trying to wake me up. But the first two nights, I've been trying to get the puppy. I slept on the couch. So the puppy would just sleep on me. So then I figured the puppy would sleep. So then, because the first night she was crying like crazy. She didn't want to be in a cage. And then I had her sleep on the couch with me. And I wake up with her like all up in my face. They're running around. It's still dark out, and she's running around, wants to play, and I'm like, I need sleep. And then the time when the dog wants to sleep, I want to sleep. And then it's vice versa. So Bates said, I saw two Yamahas pulling a large boat today. It was insane. Want to go riding soon. Yeah, I didn't do any riding this weekend. Usually I avoid riding on the weekend because there's too many people out there. But the good thing is, like, the poison ivy is almost, like, nearly gone. So my leg didn't swell up anymore. I see what they would have been. It would have been Friday? Thursday? No. Thursday. I think it was Thursday I went to the emergency room. I hope I said PER, Per, right? Hello from Sweden, or hello from North Sweden. What's up, man? Hello from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. It's like super hot and humid out here. Bates said, are you going to own up to a challenge to try to do a water wheelie on the GP? What do you mean a water wheelie? It's a pretty long ski to be thinking you're doing some type of wheelie. I like my GP. I don't do anything to that thing to jeopardize that ski. I'll tell you that. It's my baby. Mitch just said, what's the next mod? I've been saying a couple. It's the new Riva Racing intake grate. I haven't got any time to get to installing it. I've been just like trying to get my my arms to heal before I start doing any kind of stuff. I've been just really tired out. Per said, very bad summer here this year, 9+ Celsius now in the Monday morning. So that has to be pretty cold. We got Fahrenheit, so. Amrel said, what's up from Oakley, California? What's up? Yeah, I'm excited to see what's going on with this new Yamaha SG1100 is what the rumors are. I just know as the plant's been like, I think on and off closed in Georgia, and the rate of how stuff is going right now, I don't know what's all going on. There's like a huge shortage of just in general. I went to the grocery store a couple days ago to get some food, and it is like, man, shortage of certain stuff big time. Like you just go in there, and every time I go to the grocery store, I don't even know what you're gonna find. So it's like you can't plan what you're gonna eat, it's what you're gonna be able to find to eat. It's kind of like the pre-planned meals out. Bates says the Jetbo dream's still alive. I don't know, man. I could imagine what I had the boat and have 4 dogs in there. I'd probably like that'd be just too much. It would be pretty cool. The hard thing is just right now trying to find certain stuff for sale. Man, there isn't really any type of deals out there. Luke asks, "Are you going to get the 1100?" Definitely. That is definitely. I want to be one of the first people to get it. Per said, meaning the temperature is 48 degrees Fahrenheit. Ooh, man, that is just cold. Too cold. I used to live in the Midwest, and I don't want to see snow ever again. I actually like it when it's really humid and hot, so I shouldn't be complaining, but it's just when you're out there doing work inside. I had to cut my grass tonight, and I like doing it a little bit right before it gets dark, so it's just not as hot being out there, because I tell you, it's just brutal when you're, I've had to cut it out there when it's like 100-something degrees. Yeah, it's not fun. The cool thing too, there's a whole new seat design. Talk with Jettrim doing a whole new seat design. Like, I don't know. I'm having this, like, I'll kind of give you some breaking news. So actually, I'm on the fence of how I'm going to be going this. So I'm doing custom graphics on the GP, and I'm in the standpoint of having it still being the color scheme of the ski being yellow, like, well, I call it fluorescent yellow. That's kind of what the graphics are, and then kind of like what it looks like but different, or going red and black and the white that's already on the ski, keeping it white, but then changing the whole seat to red and black is kind of what my plan is. And then similar to, like, let's say what the 2020 GP looks like, but something completely different. So that's kind of where I'm on the fence. So it's like either it's best to do it all at once. So that's where I'm on the fence of redoing stuff and trying to figure out what I want to do. It's actually real confusing. But Jettrim's coming with the win, and we're gonna do something completely different. Let's see. Luke, are you gonna get the? That's probably a question. Are you gonna get the 1100? That's a good question. I think it'd be cool to have 2 4-stroke stand-ups. Definitely, it's like I haven't ridden for a while. I'm getting a new trailer. If you guys aren't familiar, Brian Baldwin, he races, sponsored by Riva and Yamaha, and he sells train trailers. So I think the next couple of days I'm going to take a drive up to Denver, North Carolina, and he actually has a really good deal on the trailers, and that's what I'm going to get, a Triton wave trailer for the stand-up, because I don't know if you guys can see. It's a pretty old trailer that I got, 1999 trailer. It works, but I'm planning to do another road trip with the stand-ups maybe in the next couple of weeks. The crazy thing, we got that Doberman pincher pumpy, and plan on, like, got to get her ears cropped. And man, it's so expensive. Some place by me, well, an hour away, they're charging like $1,000 to crop the ears. That's just like a lot of money. So I was debating taking another trip up to Illinois and just trying to compare it, because it's like this ear cropping thing. It's like, it's crazy expensive, a lot more than what I thought it was going to be. And there's hardly anybody who does it. So that's why I want to get a new trailer. It's an old trailer, and I don't want to be just going around Kingdom Come and then getting stranded. Like something new. But it's crazy. A lot of these dealers, they're like way overselling these Triton trailers. It's unbelievable. And he seems to have pretty much a realistic price. Sam says BRP, AK, be ready to paddle. Yeah, that's the other thing. Let's bring this out with the whole. So people are thinking right now they're purchasing from a dealer a 2021 Skidoo, and all it is they're getting what their 2020 is that never got shipped out in time because of the plant and customs closing. So I've seen people, because like there's no way that anybody physically is already purchased or purchasing right now. If a dealer's lying to you and saying they have a 2021, because how would dealers have something and selling something before Skidoo even announces it? And it's kind of crazy. I've seen some people thinking they're already got 2021s, or dealers are claiming it, and it's probably whatever's left over. They just don't want to have it be calling it 2020, and then like a month later, then they're selling 2021s. Bates says, you know how Skidoo use a carbon seal, and what does Yamaha use instead? I kind of showed that all before. It's completely different. The shaft goes in there completely different too. It's kind of a hard thing to just go explaining. It's just Yamaha and Kawasaki kind of do stuff somewhat similar, but they aren't using a carbon seal. But it's crazy, the huge shortage of jet skis. It's like I never would have thought there'd be such a shortage. I was talking to Trade Trailers, and they were telling me like every trailer they got is spoken for. That's why kind of like moving on getting trailers set up, because I want to get rid of my Triton Elite trailer, and then yeah, that Bates is at Wilmington Power Sports. I mean, I've talked to them before. They're kind of not that friendly to people. I think they're selling a lot of these dealers. Like you got PWC Trader and stuff. People have stuff listed. Doesn't mean they have it. Mel says can't find a GP 1800R GP 1800R anywhere. It's scary. Yeah, I think the GP 1800R right now is if you're trying to find one, you're gonna pay a pretty price. If people, it's crazy. There's some of these people I've seen online trying to sell their Skidoos for like 25 grand and like silly stuff, and some of them like they have nothing even done to them. Chris asks, what brand do you think has the best seating position? A lot of it, short and tall, everything's going to feel different. Like from what I've seen, some really tall people have some real problems getting out of stuff. A lot of it, just go out, sit down. I wouldn't buy anything without sitting in it. The same as like a car or a truck. If you're super tall, I wouldn't buy anything without sitting in it. Parrot said, I agree, 2021 is coming in the winter or spring 2021. Yeah, there's no, like, there was somebody recently talking to me that was wanting to buy the Skidoo, and then they're like, they were just unrealistic on prices. And they're like, well, this local dealer, they got a 2021's coming. I'm like, dude, no, they don't. I've seen the Fortune 500 with the CEO of BRP on there. Their plant is like been open and shut down. And they're like, there is no physical way that have 2021s, and they haven't even announced it. That doesn't even make any sense. They can put on the VIN and say whatever they want, but it doesn't mean it's what it really is. Let's see. Mitchell said, love riding my skis. It's great. Yeah, I got something really cool coming. I ordered from Jet Tribe. They got these the buoys they use with racing. So I bought 3 of those. So I'm waiting for the ship, and I'm gonna put that out there. So I'll put a little course on the intercoastal and zip around with them. I probably can't be able to do it with the stand up because I won't have a way of hauling them out there, but definitely with the sit down jet skis. I'll be able to haul them with, and hope that the current doesn't keep them dug under where I can't get them out of the water. But it'd be kind of fun. We'll do some videos with the buoys and stuff, like when they do with racing. And then Jettrim just came out with a cover for the SXR 1500, which I've been like patiently waiting, and it hasn't shipped yet. So hopefully I get it before this. So I plan to have this whole nother big road trip with the SXR again. So I have to like install a gazillion things on the ski before this road trip. And then the big thing I've been wanting to do is pull the fuel filter out to change it, because you have to do it. And I guess a lot of people like the weak link on the SXR 1500 is the fuel pump. The pieces like fall apart or something, and it's just, think of like the fuel tank is like, well, let's move my hand way up here, and the engine's right here, so it's not a lot of room. And then if something falls in the tank, you'll have to pull the whole engine out. So it's actually, I was looking all online, tons of people have had issues. It's probably like the only thing that's wrong with them. But at 50 hours, I think you have to replace the whole fuel pump assembly anyways. So it's like kind of just something that's a normal thing. But I'm debating if I do it before going. I was going to do it before the last trip, but I just don't want to be going down there and having some issue. John asked, the catch can's worth it on the RXT-X. What brand would you go with? Well, that's kind of a good question. So the thing I don't like about Skidoos is, so you got the dipstick, right? And there's the lower and the top. So they tell you to fill at the top, right? Well, basically, you want to fill right in the center, and otherwise you'll have issues. Now, when you're filling it to what it should be, yeah, a catch can is a must, because all that oil is going into the supercharger, whatnot. Now, if you're running it in the halfway point, which you should be, I actually never even have my catch can fill up of any oil. So then it kind of gets you, is it worth buying or is it not worth buying? That's a pretty good question. I have some ad with my ski, and some guys bugging me. Just ask, I'm like, do you want to buy the ski or not? Asking stupid questions. He said his oil is like over what it should be. I'm like, dude, well, there's your problem. Go to the dealer and, you know, fix that. I mean, that's just like, that's a no-brainer. I mean, he was asking mods that, like, you know, they'd be pretty hard to do, and if you're not familiar how to do it, you shouldn't even touch your ski doing that. But anyways, yeah, so it's a good question. If you're running a halfway point, maybe I would say you wouldn't, but I had the catch can in my Jeep SRT. I mean, I tell you, you wouldn't believe how much oil gets into that thing, and it's like crazy, because all that would be going right back into the engine, which wouldn't be smart. So I don't have a catch can on the GP. I have like a engine breather. Really, you wouldn't need it. I don't have one on there, so, and I really don't have any issues. I tell you, the Yamaha engines, like, seriously, are the best. Just when you're comparing it to, you know, Skidoo. I mean, Caleb said, "Sup, Beowulf? What's going on, brother?" Let me scroll up. Get a lot of stuff. Central Cal asks, if you could ride anywhere, where would it be? It would definitely, I want to ride with a pod of orcas. That'd be so awesome. That'd be like my dream. It wouldn't be where, it's where could you find that? That'd be awesome. Like a pod of orcas, that'd be pretty cool. I guess in North Carolina, there's some island, and on that island, there's wild horses. So that's kind of like something I want to plan a trip. It's too bad with the coronavirus. A lot of my plans I want to do this summer are just not panning through. Especially, I didn't think of the month of July. I'd spend the whole month trying to recover from poison ivy and go in the hospital with it. So it's not like July. I barely did any riding. It's unbelievable. So my goal was to do traveling coast to coast doing riding. And the hard thing is, if you're now having two puppies, to be gone for the day is not too intelligent. You're trying to train the dogs to not go to the bathroom at all, you know, like in their cage and stuff. So you can't just like leave them. And the hard thing is finding somebody to watch your dogs. My county is like, I think we're almost up to 8,000 confirmed cases of the coronavirus. And yeah, it's just like, I tell you, I went to the grocery store a couple of days ago, huge shortage on food. There's some people have masks, some people don't. It's just like you go there and it's like who knows what. I mean, one guy had like one of those pullover like the face shields you'd use like when you're out in the sun, and it kept dropping. It kept touching his face, and it's like, I'll give you the best advice with this stuff is you put any type of mask on will somewhat help you, but if you keep on touching your face, you're defeating the purpose with it. So this kid kept on reaching and touching his face. So when he's reaching and touching his face and he's touching my stuff, you don't have to do the math about that. It's kind of crazy. That's what's crazy. When I had to go to the emergency room, I had a better mask than everybody working there. Oh, it's crazy. It's like unbelievable. But I planned ahead. I knew stuff was going to get bad. Dakota said, just got back from the HydroTurf Hydro Drags today, and it was so awesome. Vizzle ski for the world record, 135 miles per hour in the GP 1800. Yeah, I saw that. That's pretty cool. And then Bates says, it's a true point. No one needs to go that fast. That is, I have to tell you, it's falling in the water is not the same as falling. You could really hurt yourself. You go 70 and falling off, you could really hurt yourself. The hard thing is it's cool if somebody goes that fast, but then like the drivability of the ski, you know, it's not, I guarantee it's not all there. Dakota said he was cool and nice to meet in person, very humble, fizzle. Yeah, I met him before too. He's a nice guy. Mitchell said that's scary on the water, 135 miles per hour. Yeah, anything can happen. You could be in a lot of trouble. Amrail said, when do you think we'll see the 2021 jet skis in dealers? That's a good question. So kind of what's going on is if you saw like Dodge had a month ago, their whole premiere, like with their SRT brand and all that kind of stuff, right? No people really there. Same with the Bronco. You know, some people got their hands on, but it's not like official press thing. I really don't know how Skidoo, Yamaha, and Kawasaki are going to do anything because technically, usually when they premiere like the Yamahas, they're at a dealer meeting. Same with the Skidoos. And being that everything's going on in the world, I don't really think they're going to have any like, they're going to show some type of releasing it, but it's not going to be like an event going to it. Like that's what's upsetting me. I want to go to Lake Havasu when they had the World Finals this year. There was like tons of stuff I had planned, and now with everything going on, traveling is just going to be a pain in the butt, and it's not going to be. It's going to get worse. I mean, that's what I posted on a Instagram story. So a couple of days ago, Universal Studios, both parks, Hollywood and Orlando, announced that they are not doing the Halloween Horror Nights, knowing that they can't keep people's safety there. And they just actually had an inspection, and then they upped up what their mask level that you have to be wearing a lot more strict than it was before. And then I know right now on the 1 and 2 spot on coronavirus cases are California and Florida. Florida is like a huge hot spot. It's like fighting the spot. 808 Hawaiian said aloha from Hawaii going through a hurricane right now. Yeah, I saw that. You got the hurricane going on there, and there was a hurricane, I think, going through Texas. So be safe. And yeah, that's see what Hawaii. That's it. Probably the best thing is what Hawaiian island are you on? Because when I was a little kid, I've only been to Hawaii once. I don't remember what island. I was a little kid. I'd have been real little, and I don't even know how old I was, but way too little. And yeah, Hawaii, I still remember stuff. I remember my dad bought me a styrofoam surfboard, and then he had me up far and sent me out, and I think I went flying into shore when I went on that. I remember that when I was a kid. I remember too, we went to the pineapple, however they set up the pineapple things. I remember I had like a different, I thought it was so cool, the pineapples, because they tasted so different than what pineapples you buy at the store. But I do remember some of it, but not a lot, because it has to be too long to remember. I remember a little bit. Central Cal, do you ride in salt often? I haven't been out there. I'll have to do an ocean video soon. Hopefully, all looks like I have tomorrow. Looks like it's not going to rain. But we've had days where they're not going to say it's a rain and it's scattered thunderstorms. I got this really cool app that I follow with tracking lightning, because that's the biggest thing, is not looking at a weather report. You need to know what's live going to lightning, because sometimes lightning can be far away, but even when the storm's not there, lightning can strike way ahead of that. So that's like the biggest thing. So yeah, I definitely want to do some type of ocean ride sometime soon. But I don't know if you guys seen my Jeep. I have an AFE exhaust, and the mufflers exploded from the inside from I had to go so far in the salt water. And then AFE, I've been waiting 4 months and just got a new exhaust from them. So and my Jeep's lowered, so like I'm just not been going to the ocean, hasn't been on my radar, because I just literally got the exhaust installed like a couple of weeks ago, and I'm lucky they covered under warranty. And so I'm just a little worried with taking that thing back in the ocean. It's just because of that. So I don't know. Sometime soon, I hope. The hard thing is, even when you have an aluminum trailer, you got the wiring and stuff can go bad from the salt water. So usually what I've done is where you go in the salt water, then you go in fresh water and dip it, just to kind of get something, I guess, is better than nothing. That's kind of what I do. So the problem is, you go in the ocean, it becomes a whole day thing just of cleaning. It gets kind of boring. Dakota said the next hydro drags are in September 12th and 13th. Definitely, yeah. Next year, all that kind of stuff is a lot of event things I'll go to is next year. This year is not. My only big trip I had planned was Halloween Horror Nights, and now that's busted. So I'm kind of disappointed. I had a lot of fun going there. I have past videos with that too. If you check it out, I had the 360 camera. I went to both parks filming the Halloween Horror Nights and then Ghostbusters and all that kind of fun stuff. Mitchell says, yo, Beowulf, I have a 64 hours on my 2020 ski, and it's my first year having it. Love it. Awesome. Dakota said, Beowulf, there was a Frankenstein built Skidoo today with a Yamaha haul, and I think it was crazy. I heard some of the fastest Skidoos, they do use Yamaha parts to get. That's what I've heard from the rumors. Brandon says, I'm back. Little boy Tupac says, I have a question. It's asking what VX is the best. I mean, you're trying to make stuff a little bit more complicated with buying a ski. First, good luck trying to find anything. And if you find something, you better try to buy it. And I know Yamaha has all that stuff. I like the performance stuff. Some of the regular stuff, I mean, I don't even, to be honest, I don't really even look at it. So I like to go, like, when I go on a ski, I like to go fast, side to side, and whip me around and stuff. So I think it's like, find what you can afford and then go from there. I mean, there's plenty of stuff out there. Chris says, come on. They put a Rotec in the planes. Can't be that bad. I don't know about that. I don't think if I was in a plane and had a Rotec engine, I don't even know what planes use that. Central Cal says, be safe. Cruiser HO. Bates said, little boy Tupac for under 10 grand. We got to remember, when you go to a dealer, they might say $8,000 or $9,000. Doesn't mean the grand total. You got taxes and all that. I said before, I think I've told you this, go on Facebook Marketplace and search Yamaha, Skidoo, Kawasaki, whatever, and you put your pricing and see what's up there. And that's probably the best way to go with doing it. Para said, do your wife ride jet skis too? I'm single. Said, no wife, no kids. unless you consider my 4 dogs, my kids, yeah. So Caleb said, best color for a jet ski in your opinion? That's a good question. I think I guess it matters what brand. I really think when I think of Yamaha, I think blue. I mean, you believe blue. Kawasaki, I think black and green. Skidoo, I think the yellow that they did was their best color, and they stopped making that. Stopped using it. I don't know. It's a lot of it too. It changes by the graphics. Scuba PSA says, when are you going to do a subscriber ride? Well, I have in the works having I'm going to do kind of a group ride thing, and I'm working on all that. It's like it's not going to probably happen this year because with everything going on in the world. But yeah, it's something I've been on the works doing it right now. I couldn't even do a group ride if I wanted to. Like I said, I got 2 puppies right now, and if you ever had a puppy, they're a lot of work. And the one puppy doesn't cry at night. And then as soon as I get the other one, she just cries the whole entire night. So I'm trying to sleep, and I hear, and the dog won't shut up unless it's out of the cage. And you obviously can't have the dog loose when you're sleeping and stuff. And yeah, so it's just to just think you can go to sleep is not as easy as you think. Junior GR said, hey, Wolf, what's up, man? Do you know in the future if the 310R will have a reverse hand lever? I thought that it has a lever you pull that you just go in reverse, if that's what you're meaning. I actually got a really cool thing I ordered too. Wow, it's going to, old Kawasaki stuff, brain's going to explode. So they have the handlebars where you have to push and start and stop button. And I've had it, they're known, I guess, braking on the back. This one company has this super cool futuristic thing that I ordered. It's been shipped. It's supposed to be in green and black. If I don't really like how the green is anodized, I'm going to probably hydrogel it carbon fiber. It definitely looks really cool, and it's going to make it look way different. So that's some cool stuff. I got new handlebars coming for that. I got the Riva Sponsons I still have to install. I just got literally my whole day I wake up and I'm just freaking moving. I only can get so much done a day. Wish I had more time in the day. Lori says, Shackleford Banks for the wild horses in North Carolina. Thanks. If you're on Instagram, DM me that because I will forget that later. But that's definitely, I used to own horses, so that'd be kind of cool. My great grandpa was a horse whisperer. And he's a person that can talk to horses and stuff. Pretty cool stuff. Brandon said, honestly, even at 60 miles per hour, you could still hurt yourself if you fall off. Yeah, definitely. People and Bates said even 50. People don't realize that. That's all the time. Even with selling my Skidoo, everybody's like, how fast does it go? And the reality is not everybody has to be going that speed. It's how many people need to have the fastest car that's out there. And I like to go fast, but I hate to see people get hurt. And definitely, you got to be a little safe when you're out there with that. Scuba says, I pass about any boat with my VX. It's NA2. I know in the intercoastal there's some fast, go fast boats. I've been told one does 120 something. That'd be pretty cool. Ryan says, I have a 2020 BC Cruiser, probably meant VX Cruiser, limited and great for the deal. 50 feels plenty for water. Yeah, that's a lot of things. It's funny. Is there some of these people selling, I've seen a couple of people selling brand new, or used new GP 1800Rs, trying to get a lot of money and have all these parts done. And they're like, I have 5-year warranty. Well, you start doing all that stuff reflashing the ECU and stuff, you don't have that warranty. So that's why I never bought the extended warranty. Yamaha has an awesome warranty. Knowing everything I was doing to it, I thought it was going to be a complete waste of money. Plus, some of these dealers, it's crazy. A local dealer, I won't give them a plug, but I have to tell you, I'll have to get some stuff to kind of off my chest to talk about them. So first off, there was a couple of months ago, well, that last trip when I went down to Illinois, up to Illinois. I had to order spark plugs for the SXR, right? 4 weeks later, they still didn't have my spark plugs, right? So I had to take the trip not putting new spark plugs in the ski. So I get back. They said they got them. I get home, put them in. Not the right spark plug. They're not even for the ski. And at the time, too, I bought spark plugs for my Skidoo. They didn't sell them for my RXP-X. They didn't even sell me the right spark plugs on both. Like, how do you, like, you're the dealer, the parts department. How do you not know what you're selling somebody? Really frustrating. They're selling the Triton trailers for about like 900 something bucks or more over sticker, which is, I think they're trying to double their money on that. And yeah, no, just a bunch of stuff. And I've came in there before and wanted to purchase stuff, and you could come there with like a bag of cash and they still wouldn't want to sell you something. I just don't understand. Or they're just real kind of, I don't know. I don't think I'd do business with them ever again. It was a big hassle making all these trips going back and forth there when I could just order the parts online. And I was just trying to support a local business. So I was really pissed. So I'm just trying to get. Bates said, my buddy keeps on asking what would happen if you were 14, got jet skiing by the cops. Probably been pulled over. Definitely, they're out. Holidays is when the police or the DNR are out checking stuff. There's going to be a new video soon with this DNR guy just waiting for me. And he was like, he was so unprofessional. I should have filmed him because he was like bugging me, and he was on his phone on a personal conversation. And that's where I think some stuff needs to change with law enforcement with that. Real unprofessional. I was being professional, not filming him, and then I actually regretted and wishing I would film him because it was just a joke. J2, what's the best aftermarket prop for my GP 1800 or GP 1800 SVHO? Would need a flash for it after install. Best prop is repitching your stock prop. That's what all the racers do. Stay away from the aftermarket props. Just watch past videos. You'll see what I mean. Scuba says probably get fined or your parents called. Most of the time they might stop you. They might seize the ski. They wouldn't keep you riding or just give you a ticket. So it would probably be a huge inconvenience and could have a chance of wrecking your stuff. So bait all your questions to that. Probably the best thing would be call the DNR and ask them all the rules about that. Central Chaos says, show us in your next video how to do your oil change. I've done all that. If you look at the playlist, I've done one showing with the Skidoo. I showed one with the SXR. I showed one with the Yamaha. So I have done none of my skis need an oil change. So they're all good. They're all good. Ralph said RXP-X best lake ski. I wouldn't say any Skidoo is the best at anything. That's my 2 cents. Scuba asks, I don't ride in the Waccamaw River anymore. Too much debris, and it's not where I'd like to ride. Tyler said, know anything about the 2021 GP 1800s and what's the between Yamaha and Skidoo Supercharger maintenance wise? I think the GPs are going to be color wise is the only thing that's going to change. And good luck even when those come out. I think there's going to be like a huge shortage for 2021 skis. I think everybody's going to run as soon as they can get getting them. And I think there's going to be like, man, it's crazy. That's why I really have to get the Skidoo sold by next week. Central Cal says, thanks, bro. I'll look for those videos. Yeah, there's a whole playlist, and if you go into the playlist, everything is categorized. So like all the GP videos are all in one, all the RXP-X videos are all in a category, all the RXT videos, the GTRX, how-to videos are all put together, which then you have to go through all those, or you know, like I don't know, they're all, everything's all categorized. Every time I do a video, I categorize what the video is in, so you go into the playlist and you can see all that. And there's tons of old past videos. I know of over like 500 something videos. Jaden asked, what's the best ski for taking one out on the river? The best ski is any ski is better than no ski. That's the best question. You can't say anyone's the best, but I tell you, it's better be out at any ski than no ski. J2 said, my wife ordered a BX SVHO and it took her 4 months to get it. Toby says, do you have to flush the engine bay after every ride and the salt, even if no water went inside? Well, first thing, anytime you're going after, well, it matters first what's all in there. Not every time you have to rinse it out with like the salt away, but it matters how often. But the WD-40 is like the most important thing. I don't care if there's any salt in there or not. You have to spray it all in there, all around the Jettrim pump area. That's another reason why I don't like Skidoos is everybody thinks the IBR is so great until you got to spray the WD-40 and you can't even get a clear shot and hitting anything. It kind of drives me crazy. And yeah, stuff like that. I mean, you got WD-40, like I pretty much spray it everywhere. Tyler says supercharged maintenance difference between two. I have my name down when they come in. Well, the Yamahas are using an HKS supercharger. Biggest thing, maintenance is like a blow-up valve, especially on the Yamaha. That's like the first thing you should put in there before you even start riding it. I mean, the big thing is all the new stuff with Skidoo. I've seen photos people sent me with the supercharger exploded stock. HKS, if anybody's familiar, they're a pretty big company, Japanese company. SRT Speeds that just bought a 2020 FX SVHO beast. Awesome, man. Welcome to the club. Scuba ass, spray it in the nozzle and into the intake. Great. Actually, that's a really cool thing I just found. This is a store, this WD-40, and it, see, look at it, has the, I got a little dog hair in it, but you can like turn the angle. This thing is like awesome. It makes life easy. I just recently picked that up for cleaning. That's pretty cool. They said, Beowulf, what's your favorite song artist? I listen to all types of music. Kaden asked, what's your favorite brand? Ski, just wondering. If you have to be see Yamaha and Kawasaki. Evan said, went to stage 1 plus with the GP and going to Fizzle soon to go to stage 2. Things already rocking it. Nice, man. Mars said, why are you hating on Skidoo, man? I just don't think it's not hating. I'm just stating facts. Wouldn't be the hate. I spent, let's see, let's talk about all the Skidoos I bought. I bought a 2012 Skidoo Speedster 150 supercharged boat. 4 months later, Skidoo, or not even that, a month later, Skidoo stopped making the boats, and it was the pain in the butt of trying to sell and to get serviced, and nobody wanted to touch it. And I was like really pissed off about that. It really irritates me. As you buy a boat, it's cool, and then nobody wants it or get it serviced. I've owned the 18 RXT-X. I've owned an 18 GTRX. I've owned the RXP-X. So where we're at, 4 Skidoos. It's nothing hating. I've just had a lot of experience, and I'm Skidooed out, man. People ask the question, I state facts. Not hating. Dakota says, Bayla, your favorite song is For the Record. My husband watches your videos and now he plays it. Yeah, the hard thing, YouTube, you can only use certain music, and I have this thing where there's like a whole playlist, so like you really don't have a lot to choose from. So I try to keep it fresh, and there's some people that like music in the video and some people that don't. I just don't like it is when you start hearing the problem with the new GoPro, like the picture is awesome, except for that you can hear wind in the mic, and I just don't like that. I don't find it's professional. So that's why I change up the music, and I feel by what, like, to me, when I make the video, it's what I like. I'm not doing it to impress somebody. It's, you know, I'm doing what I like. I don't want to be forced to doing something I don't want to do. So, and I've tried to find different music that I find it's cool, that it's lucky that you can use and stuff like that. So that's what I use. If you could just do whatever you wanted, yeah, there'd be totally different stuff. So, but I do, some of the songs I found are like, I think are really good, and I'm real happy. Basic, can you please do telemetry in the next video? I don't do stuff like that because you got to remember, everybody has to realize, and especially any of these performance shops, the Coast Guard governs of what a ski is supposed to be sold. So why would you parade around, tell somebody what you've done? Technically, it's illegal. Like I've said in past videos, like if you had a diesel truck and you ripped out all the emission stuff and did a video, the EPA are watching that, and they have seized people's stuff. Trucks are threatening to destroy it. So I think parading around showing stuff would be not that smart. That's just my opinion. So, and plus the GoPro, so I don't even use that kind of stuff with editing, and then the whole video would have some speed thing, like I'm walking, like how many miles per hour is he walking before he gets on the ski? Chris said, have you seen any new Polaris or Skidoo snowmobiles in person? Wish they make the PWC with the ergonomics like them. I'm in South Carolina. I don't see any snowmobiles. There's no snow. I'd be scared if I saw a snowmobile out here, man. Woo, man, I would be afraid. Let's see. I'm scrolling back up. J2 says, as far as I know, most CDUs made in Mexico. Yamaha is America. Yeah, all CDUs are made in Mexico, and so is the Can-Am engines made in Mexico, and Kawasaki and Yamaha are assembled in America. And right now, like I said, sometimes I have to repeat it, or you just watch the whole live stream. So Skidoo, their factories are closed. They're going to have huge problems. And you got to think of what customs is going on right now, too. It's probably like unbelievable with that. So that's why if you look last year, they thought with this whole import thing of products made in different countries, they had all these stuff pre-made and shipped out way early on with Skidoo because they were afraid with the whole customs of getting stuff in. And I feel a lot of stuff was rushed. That's why a lot of 2020s have issues. This year is going to be unbelievable. So it's not hating. It's not hating. Like I bought like it. If I was hating, it would be like if I didn't buy all this stuff, and I'm giving my opinion. I bought all this stuff. I used my hard-earned money and bought like 4 or 3 Skidoos in 1 year. Like seriously, if I've had a bunch of issues, I wouldn't want to lie to somebody. I'd rather speak the truth. So sometimes truth hurts. Kaden asks, what do you not like about Skidoo? It's too much to list. We could have a whole live stream talking about that. We're at 48 minutes. I don't want to be having another 4 hours of going on and stuff. I get kind of like annoyed even like talking about Skidoo anymore, unless it's something like really like I don't like to repeat myself a bunch of times. So my opinion, I wouldn't buy another Skidoo again. That's just my opinion. So Pierce said, why 4 dogs instead for 1? Oh man, I love they're my kids. 4, I'm at my limit. No more for right now. I lost my German Shepherd. Let's see, Memorial Day weekend, just recent. So I had Willy. I had a deposit, not knowing that, like, I didn't know my dog was going to die. And then because my dog died is why I got Ragna, means in Norwegian means warrior. And Ragna was totally not planned because of knowing that she was replacing Leo, and she has huge shoes to fill. Good thing she has big paws, so she's going to be the new home protection dog. We were watching videos today of training and all that. I'm going to be Willy is like super intelligent. So the crazy thing, so I got this like gaming chair, and my gaming chair that I have in my family room, it has this like recliner thing where it has your feet out, right? And Willy's so intelligent, so I've seen him spin around this chair a bunch of times thinking it's funny. So I had my legs up and I was playing this game, and then Willy comes up and just starts spinning me around like crazy, like really fast, not just giving a little push. The dog had been going around in circles spinning me, where I actually got a little dizzy. And I had to think, it's so funny, the dog is pretty intelligent of an animal of figuring that all out. You down here an owl or something? There's some noise outside. It's really weird. Beta-ass Beowulf, why didn't he give you that spark? Probably because they know I get it, and I'd think that everybody would know. Oh man. Jill asked, do you know any cheap mods for a Skidoo? Scam? I mean, you're asking, like, I don't even know what Skidoo you have, so that like really doesn't narrow that down. J2 said I'll still buy a Can-Am and Skidoo over any others. I've owned 2 Skidoos myself too. I remember, it was a 2012 Skidoo MXZX, whatever. It was whenever they came out with the new one, and they had issues with those getting on fire. In the time where I lived on a snowmobile trail, so I didn't have a trailer, because why would you need a trailer if you're not driving anywhere? And the dealer wouldn't come pick it up, and they were known to having this issue of catching on fire and burning up, and the dealer wouldn't do their job. I was really pissed. All right, so a couple more questions. I'm probably gonna go. We're at 53 minutes, and I'm getting tired. Now a long one tonight. Beta asks, how do you get the name Beowulf? Because of King Beowulf. Long story made short, my mom does genealogy, trace back. I'm 50-50 Norwegian and Swedish, and my ancestors on the Swedish side came from this village in Sweden where King Beowulf originated from. So that is where that all came from. Scuba asks, how's the fuel economy on the SXR? It's good. You just got to fill it up every time before going out, and you can't. There's a fuel light, and from what I've heard, the more you ride it with the fuel light getting where it comes on, you have a lot more issues. So basically, I could go ride. It just matters how fast you're going. But I've been out there, like that one when I went to Silver Lake. I had to been out there riding at least for like 3 hours. I'm not sure how much I used until you add it back in, but I mean, I was pretty booking it. I think got pretty good gas mileage. I think it only has like 6-gallon tank in there, so it's not a lot of fuel. It's not, stand-ups are not adventure skis, so I mean they're made for a purpose. You ride, and then you don't go out all day with them. it'd be a pain in the butt to try to get fuel on the water. Plus, I don't get marina fuel. I don't think it's the best. Scuba asks the same thing. What about the GP? All matters how you ride. Sometimes it could get really good gas mileage, and sometimes if you're really ripping around, it could better than Skidoo. My Skidoo gets terrible gas mileage. Chris said I got a 2018 GTR-X last fall, and they had settings there. I just hit 10 hours today and hope it holds up. Berger says, how do you feel about the Yamaha VX versus the GP? Well, they're completely different skis. I think they're both good, and I think it matters what you ride. I don't know myself that I'd want to have a VX because it's not the type of what I would want. They look cool and stuff, but it would be too much, kind of like what the GP is. They gave $3, feed the doggos. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. My dog food is expensive, and definitely it's a good thing. And right now the puppy's changing over foods, like, you know, where you're slowly getting it, and she's been having a little bit of upset stomach too. So thanks for $3. But yeah, when you look at the VX and the GP, well, first, when you go under Yamaha section, they consider race skis is the Superjet and the GP, and you know the other ones are all rated differently. So that's kind of, I like more has a race feel to it. Mitchell said, what do you think about the Yamaha coming out with the 4-stroke? Yeah, I think it's a for sure thing. I heard rumors, SJ1100. There's too many rumors that I probably think that'd be like the only new ski that's coming out. Basically, I've now donated about $10 now for the past streams. Hope helps feed them, man. I appreciate that. Bates said I'll donate each stream, babe. Well, appreciate it, man. Yeah, any of these streams, you can donate money. You don't have to do it, but hey, gotta feed those dogs, man. It's probably like dog food is not cheap. Scuba says I want a Superjet so bad. I definitely think they're cool. I think here, I don't think it's the most logical ski. There's too many gators. There's always something comes trying to find me out in the water. There is a couple of Superjets I've been following at pretty good prices and stuff. But I do think the Yamaha Wave Blaster is on my radar. I personally think the Yamaha Wave Blaster, I'd have a lot more fun with that than a Superjet. Basically, you got to show all the dogs in the next stream. That'd be a hard thing to do. Cash is kind of like what's the best? He's kind of like a cat dog. So he's kind of like, sometimes he wants to be around me or the other dogs, and sometimes he's a hermit and he like snaps at everybody and get away with them. Stay away from him. So he's kind of like it's hard to read what he wants to do. There's some photos I've posted in my Instagram feed. Like I get on the couch and all the dogs jump on top of me, which is crazy because that's not what Cash does. So right now I think all the dogs are like fighting for their position. They're like, whoa, man, this probably been 2 older dogs. They're probably like, holy cow, man. In like a couple of months, we got 2 more puppies. So they're probably all worried. Yeah, Wave Blaster is what I'm looking for. Scuba says, I ride a Superjet only certain spots of the waterway. The problem is, man, there's alligators and sharks all in those waters. Basis, what kind of dogs do you have again? I have 3 English Bull Terriers and a Doberman Pinscher. Scuba says, I swam in the river for a long time, so my fear is a lot lower. It's not fear. Once you see enough gators, if you're going in the water, you don't have some type of fear, then something's wrong with you. You know, the problem is like I may just do a lot of research. Alligators aren't swimming around looking for something. A gator sits in one spot and waits for the prey to come down. And I tell you, if you're swimming and even you got a life vest on and that gator bites you, they don't eat you right away. They bring you down the bottom, keep you down there. And but most of the time, the bull sharks, I mean, I wouldn't say I'm in the Wakamon. I have a bull shark jump out of the water in front of me. Some of the stuff, I've seen it. So I've seen the great white sharks in the ocean. I've had very close to with tiger sharks and stuff. So, I mean, you got to be careful when you're out there. Basically, I found a Wave Blaster, Plano, Texas, United States, and they're asking $5,250. Yeah, it's way overpriced. There was one I wanted to get. It was a really good price, but I was waiting to get some, like the funds put together, and the guy already had it sold. I was pretty upset. I was like, literally, it was up, and then the next day it was down. I didn't even have enough time to plan to make the trip to where it was. Some of these days, I'll tell you, it's pretty hot even at night when you're sitting in the garage. I don't have the fan on because I think the sound would be like if I had the fan on. So not having the fan on, man, it gets hot out here. I mean, it has to be like at least 90 something outside right now, humidity. But the next live stream, I was going to bring Willy out. I think the next live stream, I'll bring Willy out. Probably did get a little bored. Scuba says the last 2 weeks ago, I just snake swim right past me and my nephew. Yeah, when I was at one of the boat ramps, there was like 6 foot dead water moccasin. Research that. They bite you on the water, man. You better pray you got that ski back on the trailer before you get real bad. Burger says need to get ductless AC. You have to figure out something in here, but my other garage has windows in it, so you could do like a window unit in there. This one you'd have to kind of cut in the walls, and it's kind of silly. J2 said, where's the gym place to go jet skiing? The big dream place is going with Orcas. That'd be a cool thing. It's not where, it's with what. Orcas or big whales, but the problem is whales, well, it's a flip side. The whales come to you, then you could do it. But I know out here, if you have to be, I forgot, 3 football fields away from whales. And there was like last year, close to shore, really close to shore, a humpback whale jumped right out of the water, like unbelievably close. And over the winter, there were a bunch of whales with calves. That means calves, a baby whale, and then that's where you have all the great white sharks. So the great white sharks is what they want. Dolphins out here, you see them quite frequent. Sure, it's, I think a burger means just mini split AC. Yeah, I like to figure out something because I have my garage open. Otherwise, it'd be even hotter. Right before, I think the beginning of the live stream, you can hear the garage open. The big thing I want to do in my house is on 400 amps, and so I got 200 amps in the main part of the house, and my other garage has straight 200 amps going into that, which is pretty crazy. But I like to get wired up is where you could have different plugs for different outlets. So you have like a generator, like when there's obviously this is hurricane season, so in case the power's out, you can still have like fans and stuff running and stuff. Otherwise, you have to get the gazillion extension cords going, and that's kind of been on my list of things I'd like to do. Yeah, I know that J2 said no, orcas are actually, I know they're dolphins, and the cool thing about orcas but what I was saying about whales is whales, you have to be 3 football fields away, and so orcas are the only predator, well, they're the alpha predator of the ocean. So the only time they've attacked humans is in SeaWorld or places like that, and they never hurt anybody else in the wild. But orcas will eat other dolphins, they'll eat other whales, they'll eat sharks, they'll eat everything else. They will not harm people, and I think it's a pretty amazing thing, the respect and intelligence of those species of animals, that they respect people to know not to mess with. Drake says, what do you think about the Skidoo Spark? I mean, I think it's fine for the money. I've heard way too many people say the lower part of the hull has issues and it cracks real easy. So that's something that I'd be worried about. The crazy thing is I don't know if you guys seen this. This is kind of breaking news. Well, let's go off subject for a second, and I'm gonna get off here. Yeah, I saw your thing cut a hole in the wall, stuck an AC in the unit, and it was a great move. I definitely have to look at. So, yeah, J2 said, if you haven't watched the doc, that they kill in great whites eating their livers. Yeah, they eat their kidneys, livers, and testicles, and usually when an orca comes in the water where sharks are, like great whites, the great whites leave the area. So when I want to get at, and this is kind of trying to be the end, because this is kind of cool stuff, because it's something I was always been into. Yeah, I see bait. I see all the ones you're seeing, but they're too far. I'm not trying to Texas. I'm looking for one that's like local, like I could go look at. I see what you're saying. So I try to tell a story here, all right? So you guys haven't seen, this got off subject big time, but the Pentagon released a couple days ago, and they're going to have the whole official press thing, that they do have vehicles from another world that they've had for a long time. And I think that is very interesting that they released talking about that. And it's breaking news. And the crazy thing is the news doesn't even want to talk about it. And I just think it's crazy. They've been live for over 70 years. And it's true. So I thought, when I saw that, I'm like, it's pretty wild. There's a relative of mine. I really can't in great details, but the guy could have worked at a facility like that. And I watched the documentaries, you know, the Bob Lazar thing. And the crazy thing, this relative of mine worked at all the same facilities this guy worked at and stuff. And when I was a kid, he told me more stories. And then now that he wouldn't tell you stuff, but it's pretty interesting. He lived in Las Vegas, and his email at the end was .com. It was .com, .net, .com. Crazy stuff. This guy was like a scientist. He helped design something with a stealth fighter, some type of laser on it. He couldn't even tell us what it was. And when we stayed at his house in Las Vegas, when I had my former business where at SEMA, his house, he had like a grotto and a whole lab in his basement. Claimed he was retired. And stories he told me years later became true. So definitely. And Bates said, did you see China's building and the USA was shut down and burned the papers instead of building? They were searching it. Well, no, what happened is they shut down two of their embassies, and then they were burning the documents. The other embassy has some type of guy with espionage, and then they shutting down the U.S. embassy. There's some like really crazy stuff, and I was watching some stuff with other things going on. It's just crazy. Makes me real worried of what's all going on, and it's crazy too. Russia just did some test. Only a few of the countries have things that can disable satellites up in space. And they tested something, and it's kind of scary because we don't realize how much we depend on GPSs, and something real easy could shut it down. Scuba asks, how old are you? You think I'm going to tell you that? Some people want to ask too personal stuff, too nosy nose. Nosy no. I'm not going to tell my age. It doesn't even matter. That is just a silly question to ask somebody. Yeah, no, it's crazy. Bates at Space Force. Yeah, it is kind of when you see all that going on. The thing that's crazy is there's a lot going on that just we aren't supposed to know, and it's just facts. And yeah, but I just brought it up. I don't like talking about UFOs and stuff like that. I just think it's crazy that they did admit it, and let's see what documents show with it. It's actually crazy too. If you go under, I'll talk about two things with this, and I'll shut up about it. You go under the CIA's website, Freedom of Information Act, and there's like 16,000 documents about them with aliens and UFOs of like real stuff. That's pretty freaking crazy. And then even you go on the FBI site, this is going kind of far. I just want to talk because I'm on this rant. I've got in the mood for it. you go on FBI, Freedom of Information Act, and I think it's something with Bigfoot. And back when he saw that old video, I think is a hoax. Yeah, the FBI was finding evidence of Bigfoot and did test hair follicles. Just you got to look at this stuff. It's pretty crazy. I mean, you would be like, holy cow, what are they doing with that? And you never know what's all up. I mean, I'm kind of one of them open-minded with stuff, and you never know. The truth might come out sooner or later. Yeah, people want to ask too much info, man. So enough of all that stuff. Back to jet skis. I answered 2 questions and I'm out because I kind of changed this. I don't want to talk about it. I thought it was funny. Share some info. Mike says we have technology to send ET home already. Yeah, like the crazy thing, you watch that Bob Lazar talking about stuff, and he said how some of that stuff was some archaeological digs, which I would believe. There's some stuff I believe in, maybe other people don't believe in, but that's just my own opinion. I think there's a lot of stuff if you look at it. Like the interesting thing, and this is facts too. So originally when we went to the moon, the goal was going to the moon was to prove where the moon came from. The moon is not actually from our solar system. And at one time, like Jupiter with the rings is what Earth was. And with gravity pulled together, and that's formed the moon. That's why, like on the full moon, you see the tide changes. Sometimes the hospitals have more people coming in. Just some weird stuff happens. And the whole goal was the first moon landing was to get samples to prove that's what NASA scientists were like, kind of their whole goal. It wasn't be the first on the moon. That plus was this, and you look at it, it's all facts. It's pretty crazy. Berger asked, do you think Yamaha will change the GP body for 2021? No, I don't think so at all. I think we're a little far from that. Bait is out of here. Peace out, man. Thanks for the $3. Yeah, I think Yamaha, I don't think really anything's going to change. Maybe some graphics. With plants closing and opening and closing, it's really hard to be demanding a lot of stuff. Like it's kind of, let's talk game systems. You got PS5 and the new Xbox. They look awesome hardware, but the games look kind of like nothing to make me go like, oh yeah, man, kind of upgrade. My Xbox One X had a black screen of death, so I sent it out, and luckily I had a warranty. I paid extra to get it sent, and I don't even think they've looked at it. I had to send it to Texas, and luckily I just recently picked up a PS4 and PS4 Pro, and I got the VR. I've been playing a lot of VR games. Ace Combat, I think is just wicked. I was right on my bicycle playing. What's it called? What's it called? That one medieval game, Skyrim. Playing Skyrim, that was wicked. Playing that, so you're like moving all around. I'm riding a bicycle. I actually started getting like really woozy. I had to stop playing it. I was getting a bad headache because it was just too much moving around. But yeah, I got a bunch of games. I've been really into the VR stuff. The VR is like really a lot of fun. I'm almost maxed out. I had a 1 terabyte on my PS4 Pro, and I'm almost maxed out. I got to figure external memory for it, and I'm glad I picked it up. And actually, I think I've actually really like PlayStation. That's a really good comparison. I personally think PlayStation is better than Xbox. Mike Field said, love Ace Combat. Stick with the trigger and you'll make it. Yeah, no, playing with VR is just wild because it's like you could be like banking and looking like this and banking. Oh, man, it's just so much fun. Feels like you're going to another world when you're playing that. Yeah, I've been playing a lot. When I bike ride, I play games the whole time. So I've been playing a lot of Predator. Playing Warzone. I like changing up stuff. I don't like doing one thing too much because if I do too much, I get really, really, really bored with it. So I try changing up all these games and just be like, I'll play a little of this, I'll play a little of that. Mike said, oh, you meant the campaign reference. Yeah, I've only played a couple of those. I like playing. Game's kind of hard. Titanfall 2, no, I don't think I play anything like that. I did beat both the Last of Us Part 1 and Part 2. I want to play Part 2 again, but I like to move to another game. 2, I've been playing a little GTA on that. The problem is, like, I have certain games on my Xbox. I was debating about selling my Xbox, and gonna get just the new one anyways, just because of my warranty's almost out of my Xbox. I don't know. Also, too, I kind of want to wait on those systems because I don't think this is the best year to buy. I know when I bought my Xbox One, I had the Day One edition, and my brother and myself both had issues. We had to send them back and get new ones. So I'm kind of leery with stuff like that when it's something new. And I think at the time too, I sold my Xbox 360, so like I had nothing. It was like I kind of was like real pissed that I traded all my stuff. So I don't think I'd do that. I'd still keep the PS4 no matter what. I don't know if you can play the games back compatible, but definitely it's fun riding the bike. You try to burn 2,000 calories. You play video games at the same time. A lot of fun. Yeah, J2 said, love my Xbox, but feel about the games. Well, the thing I hate about the Xbox One X, the fan is extremely loud, like crazy loud. And the thing overheats. So I bought this thing on Amazon. It's supposed to cool it down, and it just made it louder, right? And then I get the PS4, and you don't even know it's running. So like I'm playing, like when you play Warzone on that, the system's just working twice as harder, right? And then you got to turn the game up louder because all you hear is the fans is going. It drives me crazy. It's super loud. And it's kind of aggravating too. The system's 2-something years old. I got in 2017 in the fall. Like around Thanksgiving, I think it was on Thanksgiving when I picked it up. I saw my boosted board and I picked that up. And the graphics are really cool on it, but man, the fan is just way too loud. And then it stopped working too. I was like freaking out. I was like, oh, this is not fun. And like I said, I'm lucky to have a second system, so let's keep on playing because I'd be bored riding that bike that long. J2 says, I got a fan, but I got a huge sound system, so it drowns it out. Yeah, the hard thing is like when you wear glasses, I hate wearing the earmuffs because it just gives me a headache. And the VR you can wear wearing glasses, and I wore that, and I think that's what gave me a headache. So like I don't like putting things on my head when I have glasses on playing. So Xbox, there is still good games. So it's the hard thing is but PlayStation has some that other systems don't have, and that's kind of fun with them both. They're completely two different systems. My opinion, there's totally different games, but it's up to me, it's kind of nice owning both. Like the crazy thing, I bought the VR headset. It was cheaper buying them new than buying used. Michael, here we go. Let's talk about jet skis now. If you had to pick one machine, Yamaha or Skidoo, which one would it be? Which one you go with? Yamaha. I'm selling my Skidoo. The Skidoo's for sale. 2018 RXP-X 300. For sale. Nice ski. It's for sale. I'm going to be out of the Yamaha crew. J2 said only one I miss is God of War. I've never played that. Not played that. I got the Gran Turismo, and that must be VR. It was a huge, massive software update with that. So I might play that tonight, or I might play it tomorrow. That's the VR thing. I'll tell you what sells me the most in the PS4 is the VR. Mike says moving on to just stand-ups. No, because I have my GP. Actually, the whole computer is sitting on. Everything's just sitting right on the GP right now. So, no, I can't get it telling. I don't want to spoil everything. But I'll give one spoil. If they come out with the SG1100 Yamaha, I am picking that up. I am planning to pick another 2 more sit-down jet skis. Junior said, please get the 13R next. If I can find one, definitely I'd buy one if I can find one. They're not attainable right now. I don't even know any dealer that even has one. It's actually kind of upsetting. There was one in Georgia. It was this killer deal, a leftover 2019. Killer deal. I should have just drove there and got it, and it's sold. But the channel is not going to be all about stand-ups. You know, you see the stand-up SXR merch. Yeah, no, the stand-ups are a lot of fun. J2 said, love my, I think he meant love instead of live, my GP, but my X is pretty awesome. Yeah, the FXs are cool. You can get the JL audio with the subwoofers and stuff. Junior says, my next ski will be a 1300R. Yeah, definitely. There's kind of a list of things, and then kind of like I'm kind of waiting to see what's new. A lot of stuff I can't go buy anything. My Yamaha or my Sea sold. Burger says that's my problem. I can't decide on the GP or the FX. Yeah, they're definitely both cool. I mean, I think the people, and not to knock these people, this is just my own opinion. I don't think the people buy a GP want to have a sound system in it. You're kind of diverting it. But when you're looking at Yamaha and Skidoo, speaker-wise, nothing can beat the Yamaha FX with the JL audio. You got Skidoo with what brands, who makes those speakers, where they come from, that's a huge difference. And the problem is a lot of Skidoo people, they don't see that or just don't even want to accept that it's there, realizing somebody is making a better machine. Touchscreen, dash, color, it's not using a dash from like a side-by-side. Michael said, I've never rode a Skidoo. Why do you pick Yamaha? Because Yamaha and Kawasaki are the best. That's why. William said, would you recommend an RXT-300? I've owned one. I sold it because I was bored with it. Would I recommend it? Probably not. Do you like it and you own one? Cool. If it makes you happy, that's all that matters. But I wouldn't probably recommend it. No, I think if you're comparing it, getting exactly best comparison, RXT-X 300 versus the FX SVHO. FX is a million times better ski for your money. And I would look at those. Like if the time when I bought the RXT-X, if the FX SVHO existed in that one, I would have bought that than this. I would never have bought the Skidoo. And the problem is when I bought some of this stuff, the dealer was only a Skidoo dealer. And my first ever jet ski was a Yamaha back in the 90s. And I'm just telling you, it's like I've been there and owned Skidoos, and I just want to move on from it. And if people can't accept that, I'm sorry. Just it's what it is. J2 says she does love the stereo VX more for cruising. I definitely tell you it'd be cool with the subwoofer and all that. I saw them at the boat show. They look pretty cool. I like the all black one. But I don't know. If you think you having two of this, it'd be too similar that I just think it'd be wouldn't make sense for me to have one. Junior says there's just like this carbon seal on the Skidoo. The carbon seal is just for how many people have ever replaced it, and it's not impossible to change. It's just time consuming. And anything where you have a chance of sinking, it's just I just don't like that. I just don't like it. Anything could happen, but just that alone, it's just yeah. Another question. I'm getting really tired. I don't like to be yawning on camera. I'm looking tired right now. So I want to get off 24 minutes ago. So I'll answer one or two more things and I'm out of here. Nobody sends a response. I'm going to get out then anyways. I'm leaving. So here's some good questions. Yeah, the only thing I have to say, I wish the Xbox just had some cool games come out. The Halo game looks cool. You still sell RXT merch? I do, and it's because what's ever left. So yeah, if Junior says You still sell RXT-X merch? Yeah, whatever's on there. I have hats still. I think no matter what, I'll always sell the hats because it's kind of easy thing to get done. But I do have some t-shirts left and tank tops. So whatever's on there does have what sizes are available. And once the RXT-X stuff is gone, it's gone except for the hats because I'll keep the hats. I like the hats. I actually have the RXP-X hat right next to me. I like the hats. The hats are really nice. They're nice too. Like you get them wet. You just stick them on, and then I got the really cool blue ones for the hard thing. You can't really see the lighting in here. There you can see it. I got like really bright LED lights in here, studio lights. Like really, the thing I have to say in my garage, I got like studio lighting in here. This stuff is just like, look how bright that is. It's like violent how bright it is. It's like I gotta figure out how to put this camera. It is just crazy lighting in here. There's no shadows. It's just like, that's the nice thing wearing the hat, and it doesn't feel like I got that light in my eyes. William said you should get a used ski to turbo or just make insane. The hard thing is a lot of these people have these turbo skis, and if you watch all of them, all they do is go straight because it has so much running issues. And I won't speak my mind because people tell me stuff, and I'd rather just be, I don't even want to get in there with it, but you'd be shocked. There's stuff that I know people would be really shocked about. Junior said, I like the blue garage. Definitely. I was looking. I had to go to Home Depot and looked at the paint, and I was thinking, well, my air handler is above there, and I have water damage from it leaking the first year I moved into this house. I was like, oh, I got to figure out what I want. And I did the ceiling. I don't think you can see. I did the ceiling black. And I just think it looks so cool in here because it definitely transforms. Show them. If you look in here, I mean, it just looks really cool. I left the cabinets white because I just thought it kind of pops. I got tons of stuff on my desk, my thing. But yeah, it's kind of, it just, I feel like it really pops with it. And then I painted my other garage. For some reason, it has particle board and in drywall. So particle board is like I shouldn't even painted it. And it just absorbed all the paint. I wasted all this paint. I got the same color. I'm going to paint my office. I don't know when. It's supposed to rain next week. I really don't want to feel pulling all my stuff apart and start painting. I should have done it before I got the 2 puppies, and maybe I had more time. I couldn't see myself spending the whole day just painting and nothing else. Junior says, nice. I like to do it that as well. It was real nice. I only do 1 coat. There's some areas that like it, for some reason, the power thing, the blue is like a different color, but I do like the blue. I think it gives it a real professional thing. And then the bottom where you can see the concrete, I want to do Raptor lining, the spray liner. I have a pretty decent sized air compressor, but I think you need a bigger one. Junior asked what brand paint. Yeah, it was Bear paint. I think so. Yeah. But I want to do Raptor liner, spray liner, and do my whole floor is Raptor liner. The other one I have race deck flooring, but I don't have it complete. And I kind of just want to do the rough like Raptor liner. It would look cool like you do on truck beds. It would be different. It'll look cool matching with everything. Mike asks, any new jet ski accessories for 2020 catch your eyes? Yeah, like stuff like this. I show this is my Amazon store. This is a Garmin military GPS. You can mount on your wrist. You can find this on my Amazon store, amazon.com/shop/I'mBeowulf. I think it's the coolest thing. And it can show you a bunch of data, but it's exactly what the military use. Military mount it on your lower part of your wrist. So you can ride this on your wrist or on your handlebars and stuff like that. And I think it is the coolest thing. If you want to know what your speed is or what you're averaging, it's really cool, and it has its own. And Junior says, is it that the 198? Yeah, they marked it down too, and different ones do different stuff. But yeah, no, it definitely it's a nice one. Really, I'm really happy with it. The problem is when you see other people, they're using these big giant GPSs. They have nowhere to mount it. This still works like people using your phone, it's not accurate. Even the Skidoos, their GPS isn't accurate. I have a video coming out soon that'll show that, and you guys will be shocked. This thing's really nice. Trevor asks, so what does Kawasaki use their system compared to Do's carbon seal? Don't see much about it. It's like, I don't know, I have to show you. I did a past couple, I think my first live stream, I showed all three of them what they look like. The hard thing is, once I start moving this camera I use, it isn't gonna get like, you're gonna really probably start vomiting from being dizzy around. And I have it all hooked to my computer, so I can't really be walking with a computer. Yeah, and this is waterproof too. Yeah, J2, I'm assuming it's waterproof. Yeah, it takes 3 lithium AA's. It's not rechargeable, which is the only thing that sucks. But to mount it on your wrist, and they come with 2 different wristbands. It's really nice, and there's multiple things. It tracks all your mapping where you're at, and it's cool because you use it for. I use it for camping, and there's different ones that do more tactical stuff too. JJ Production asks, how much do you love your SPX? I don't know. I don't even know what you're talking about. Carlos says, hey, bro, what's up, brother? Love your channel. 100% agree with you, Skidoo, and their issues. I moved on to Yamaha SVHO and never going back. Keep up the great work, mate. Yeah, definitely. That's what everybody sees. They go to something else and they never go back to Skidoo again. So I don't. It's funny because it's like Skidoo people always want to argue about that, and to me, not everybody has to have the same stuff. You know, buy whatever makes you happy. If somebody has a bunch of issues that makes you happy, all for you, man. Yeah, no, so this thing was fun because the stand-up, there's no gauges. So, like, I knew something, like anything was kind of cool. And it mounts really good on the handlebars on there. And it can go on your wrist and stuff. And it's just a nice thing. I like it, definitely. If you're looking speed-wise. And I've been looking for a while, and handheld GPSs are expensive. And the bigger ones that everybody's using, there's nowhere to put them. And it's not intelligent using, like I said, using your phone. Burger said, what's next to the GP? It's a new version of the intake Grate. Riva Racing came out with is next. And then I'm planning on sometime soon. I think I still have to buy it. Putting a bilge pump in the. I got half of all the parts. Putting a bilge pump. William said, when's the next video coming? I got a video dropping tomorrow. I still have to edit it. I was going to have one, I was going to work on one, and this one I filmed with my 360 camera. Never filmed it in 360, and I filmed it 2 separate times, and I thought it was like preset to be in 360 mode, and it wasn't. So then I was like messing around with that, and then, yeah. Mike says, speaking of gauges, how do you know how much gas you have? Stand up. My tank is too apex to see. So that I fill it up every time before go riding. I never go riding unless I filled it up. And then you just kind of say, the crazy thing is every time after riding it, I'm only spending probably less than $5. It's probably my cheapest ski to ride. It's actually, I really like, when I took the road trip and was doing all this riding, I was like filling up like $5-6 to go, and I'd be riding for hours. And it was just, to me, like, that's partly what the fun is. The problem I see is even with stock, they suck up a bunch of gas. When they're modified, they suck up a bunch of gas. I mean, you could burn half a tank of fuel. Like I went riding this one video I filmed a couple days ago. I didn't even travel anywhere. I like literally came out of the no wake zone, was just whipping around and burnt half a tank of gas like that. So that's kind of where I go. There's a gauge that comes on from people I've seen. The weak link with the SXR is when you have to, every 25 hours you have to replace a fuel filter, and at 50 hours you have to replace the whole fuel pump assembly. Now what happens is it's really tight spot to get it out. What happens when people take it out, sometimes falls apart. It could even fall apart when it's in there, and you have to pull the engine out. And then people have used like clamps to clamp it down, thinking it helps. Somebody has to change. I should be kind of, I don't know how many hours is on it. I don't think I'm up to 25, but I was just like, well, should I do the 20? Should I do the fuel filter? And I'm kind of like, oh, if something goes wrong, I could be really, really screwed. So it's kind of one of those things. Like if you're not having an issue, maybe you shouldn't even mess with it. You know. Mike says, ever run out of gas on that water? Happened to me on the SXI Pro yesterday and had to switch to reserve. Yeah, there's no reserve. Luckily, I've never had anything. But yeah, definitely it's, I think that my videos when I was at the Silver Lake, I was out there for a while and really whipping around really fast, and I never had the fuel light come on. The hard thing too is it's just, you might see, you might not be paying attention to see if it comes on, but knock on wood. Well, we're at the 1 hour 35 minute. I'm getting really sleepy. I had dinner, but I'm still feeling more hungry. I want to eat more, I still want to eat more food. So Michael said, great channel, bro. I'm headed to bed. I had a super long weekend in the water with my wife. Stay safe and send it, man. Thanks for watching. And I'm not trying to like upset anybody who has Sea-Doos. I just like to have it where I give people's honest opinion. It's a lot of money buying these skis. And if I see something that's an issue, I like just to let people know about it. And if your Sea-Doo is not having issues, don't worry. Don't, you know, if you take care of it, I'll take care of you. Same as, you know, I like Yamaha a lot. I like Kawasaki a lot. And but if you have a Sea-Doo, I'm not trying to be a hater. And I just recently talked to somebody. I don't like doing these live streams and we're just like ripping one for on Sea-Doo. I don't think it's right, but I like to bring stuff up. People want to ask the honest opinion of it. I'd rather be honest. I like my Sea-Doo a lot, but I want to move on to something else and try other things that are out there on the market. So I just want to bring that out to people. I'm not trying to get you to sell your ski or anything. At the end of the day, I'm not selling anything to you. So I'd rather be honest. And yeah. So I'm going to get out of here. Be driven to win. Remember, every day is Earth Day. Hope everybody had a fun weekend riding. And be safe out there. And if you want to check out, I have an Amazon store, amazon.com/shop/IamBeowulf. I have my I Am Beowulf merch at IamBeowulf.com. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, Beowulf Nation.